It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all to this high-level event, building on the tremendous moment generated by the African Climate Summit. Under the inspiring leadership of His Excellency President Dr. William Ruto, the summit provided an unprecedented platform for the continent to unite in articulating Africa's climate priorities. Together we embraced a collective call to action for resilience, sustainability, and equity, all embodied in the Nairobi Leaders' Declaration on Climate Change and Call to Action. Allow me to highlight that following the successful hosting of the Africa Climate Summit, the presentation of the African Leaders' Nairobi Declaration on Climate Change and Call to Action at COP28, His Excellency President of the Republic of Kenya convened a course meeting in February this year in which Kenya and the African Union Commission Secretariat presented the Post-Africa Climate Summit Implementation Roadmap, its governance structure, the ACS Secretariat Office offer for consideration. The committee congratulated the government of Kenya under the leadership of Dr. William Ruto and the African Union Commission through His Excellency Musa Faki Mohamed for a very successful Africa Climate Summit under the theme Driving Green Growth and Climate Finance Solution for Africa and the World, Africa in Solidarity with the World, and adopted the following key decisions in that meeting. 1, welcome the African Leaders' Nairobi Declaration on Climate Change and Call to Action and its implementation efforts, including the proposed implementation roadmap and governance structure. 2, endorse Kenya's offer to be the champion implementation of the Nairobi Declaration and to set up and host this secretariat, which shall be its technical arm for implementation. 3, endorse that the secretariat shall be operationalized jointly by the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, and the AU Department of Agriculture, Rural Development, Blue Economy, and Sustainable Environment that is responsible for CAHOS matters. 4, agreed that the aforementioned secretariat will be financed through voluntary contribution from Kenya and other member states, as well as partners. And 5, welcome the recommendation in the Nairobi Leaders' Declaration on the climate change and call to action to make Africa Climate Summit a biannual event and call upon interested African Union member states to offer to host the next Africa Climate Summit in 2025. I am pleased to inform you that Kenya is working closely with the AU Commission to urgently operationalize the post-ACS implementation roadmap. We have identified office space within the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry, and we are in the process of setting up the Secretariat Office. We are working closely with the AUC to second staff to the Secretariat. I'm also happy to report that the African Union Commission is currently developing governance instruments for the ACS Secretariat, a communication strategy, and a joint resource mobilization strategy while galvanizing African countries where projects will be identified and implemented. Truly fulfill the transformative vision of the Africa Leaders Nairobi Declaration, we must maintain and amplify the momentum we have generated together. This declaration, a beacon of hope and resilience, can only be achieved if its far-reaching objectives are achieved. and we will continue to foster collaboration, strengthen partnership, leverage on our collective resources and expertise. Therefore, I call upon our partners, our allies and friends to deepen their commitment and join us in this journey. Let us work hand in hand to mobilize the support and the resources